Welcome back, everybody. Today's video is going to be a little different. I'm here set up in the yard. Today I'm going to give you my top 5 channel cat baits, and we're going to start it out just like this. Number 1 on my top 5 channel cat baits that I personally like to use and use everywhere is chicken liver. It's cheap, it's everywhere, it's versatile. You can use it with a some people like using it with a 3-prong, or they call it as a treble hook. I've always called it a 3-prong. I like using the C-circle hooks from Walmart using it. Yeah, I like using circle hooks with the chicken liver. It tends to hold it on a little better. There's actually a secret to using chicken liver. A lot of people complain that they can't cast it, or it flies off when they cast it. The problem is with chicken liver is you cannot tear it. When you get a piece, you don't tear it. Get you a pair of scissors and cut that chicken liver. If you're that dedicated and trying to catch some channel cats, use a pair of scissors. There's actually a little piece of membrane skin on that chicken liver, and if you tear that membrane, that's what's holding the liver all together. And if you cut it instead of ripping it, that membrane is what helps keep that chicken liver on your hook as you're casting it. Number 2 on my list will have to be, hands down, without a doubt, dough ball. Now, it can be homemade dough ball, hamburgers and Wheaties. It can be store-bought dough ball. I really find myself liking the ones from Walmart, the one made by Magic Baits. I have very good success rate out of using that dough ball. I know some will say that's not true catfish bait, but we're talking about channel cats here. We're not talking about blues, we're not talking about flatheads, we're talking about channel cats. I've had great success. My little girl, every time we go to Walmart, she likes getting the Magic dough ball bait, the Nightcrawler, and something else. It's Nightcrawler mixed with something else, and that's her favorite. And she puts it on her pole herself. I've had great success, and I've caught a lot of fish on dough ball. So don't be scared to throw out some homemade dough ball. Find some recipes online, or buy some at Walmart. I think they're like $2 or $3 for a bag of dough ball, and I can usually get about 2 or 3 trips out of per bag. One good thing I will say about the dough ball is that if you keep it kind of cool, you can keep it on ice or in the shade. It'll stay on the hook a little bit better while you're casting. Also, it has a great shelf life, so if you don't use it all up, just take the bag, roll it up, put it in a Ziploc bag, and store it in a dry, cool place, and you'll have it for next time. Number 3 on this list will have to be chicken breast. Now, it can be chicken breast with cherry Kool-Aid. It can be chicken breast with anise. It can be chicken breast, just plain chicken breast. Channel cats love chicken breast. There's also some other catfish species that like it. Like, for instance, this past weekend, I caught about 30-something baby blues. I mean, they was itty-bitty. But blues like it as well, but we're talking about channel cats. I like using the anise in the chicken breast. I'll pour it in the chicken breast the night before I go. Same thing with the Kool-Aid. I'll take a packet of cherry Kool-Aid. I'll rip it open, pour it in, add just a little bit of water to the chicken breast with the Kool-Aid, not with the anise. You do not have to add water with anise. I know people that add garlic to the chicken breast for their liking. Some people like to add onion powder. Some people like to add chili powder. There's endless possibilities with chicken breast. The good thing about chicken breast is it's not very expensive. I like getting it on sale at Walmart whenever it's about to expire, and I usually buy that, and it's usually the toughest. The good thing about the chicken breast, it's tough. It's hard to get off. I like using circle hooks with that as well. You can use J hooks as well with that, with the chicken breast, and you have a better opportunity at catching a fish with the chicken breast because you can cast it hard as you want. I mean, I fish the Ohio River when it's up, and I have to throw 7 to 8 ounces of weight, and to keep the bait on the bottom, and it stays on the hook during that high current, high rush water time. So, chicken breast is a very good option for channel cats. Number 4 will have to be good old night crawlers. Night crawlers are killer for channel cats in the summertime, especially this time of year when they're getting off from spawning and all that good stuff. Nightcrawlers are hands down one of my favorite all-time baits for channel cats as well. I like using the nightcrawlers on the bottom, and I like using nightcrawlers, using them suspended about 4 or 5 foot off the bottom, with a peg flow, or also using a floater and floating them around. I usually like using night crawlers, especially in rivers around locks and dams, and very rocky structures or bottoms. The catfish seem to like the Nightcrawlers in those type of situations where there's, you know, a little bit cover and there's a little bit of rock, some kind of structure, you know. But yeah, Nightcrawlers has to be in my top 5. I've always caught catfish on them, and I never go without them. You know, I use them on J hooks, and I use them on circle hooks as well. So don't be scared to buy a tub of Nightcrawlers. But you know, like a while back, I had some of these baits that I'm giving off here, and I didn't catch nothing on them. And I threw in a Nightcrawler, and it was just all over. That's all they wanted. Alright, for the last thing on my list, I have to add bluegill to this list. Channel cats love bluegill, whether it's cut up, whole, alive, dead, or whatever. They will demolish a bluegill. Now, depending on where you fish at, you know, my area, I like to use small bluegill, about that big, about anywhere from 4 to 5 inches for my channel cats. I usually start off, if they're not hitting them alive, I go straight to cutting them up. And I'll start with the head first, and then the gut section. And I don't really catch a whole lot with the tail part of the bluegill. Some say they do, but I never do, so I don't never use that part. But yeah, you cannot leave bluegill out. Bluegill are a great resource. They're easy to catch. You know, you can get your little bluegill pole, go to a small creek somewhere, catch you a bucket full of them, and just have a blast catching them. Then go use them for bait. So it's a win-win situation all the way around with the bluegill. I use them on the bottom, alive, suspended, top. I use them cut on bottom, top, suspended. You know, I use them same ways I do the other baits. I prefer a circle hook. I prefer the Walmart brand Eagle Claw. Sea circle hooks is what I use mainly for my catfish. You know, that's what I've always used. They're just cheap and they work and they're efficient. So I have no reason to go out and spend 10, 15 bucks on some circle hooks that do the same thing as a $2 pack that does at Walmart. Alright guys and girls, that's going to be it for today. I hope you liked this little video. I have some more coming for blue cats and flatheads. I'll get them made up here shortly and I'll get them uploaded. No time frame. These are my top 5 baits that I like using for channel cats. I know some may differ from everybody else. Different areas, different baits, work different times of year. Just go out and fish, you know. I mean, fish or fish. One day, it's like me and one of my buddies were talking, fishing with a Chad. Catfish are weird creatures, you know. One day they'll be hitting on this, and then the next day you go, you're like, oh, I got the right bait because I was catching them on that day, you know, that day with that bait. And go next day, and they're hitting a totally different bait that you would have never thought of taking. So don't be scared to go out and try some different baits for fish. You know, they're always changing. But if you like this video here, let me know in the comments. And also let me know what your top 5 channel cat baits are in your area. This is Catfish Head Hunters, and I'll catch y'all later. Bye, y'all.